This is New Zealand, the home of extreme sports. And in motorsport, it doesn't come more extreme than the World Rally Championship. Round 11 is the Rally New Zealand. This rally is famous for its lightning-fast gravel roads, and it's on these stages where the race for the Drivers' Championship will recommence. This took another dramatic turn at the last round in Germany as Marcus Grönholm's final stage blunder saw Sebastian Loeb cut his lead from 13 to 8 points. The pressure is now back on the Ford driver who must beat Loeb here.
It would be nice to take the full point here, but if I can't, I can't, but we try anyway to do that, and then we go into 2 asphalt rounds, and I try to beat Seb in one of them.
Loeb's victory in Germany proved he's still the best on tarmac, but defeat of Grönholm on the New Zealand gravel would be a massive step towards claiming his 4th successive driver's title.
It would be very good to win, but I know that it will not be easy to win here. Marcus has won 4 times, and he's really fast on this surface, so okay, we'll see. We will try to see if the car is going well. In Finland we saw that Ford and Marcus were a bit faster than us, so hopefully now it will be different.
But there is a question mark hanging over the Citroën team after Danny Sordo's back-to-back retirements with engine failure.
I know the engineer made worked very hard to find why it was this problem, and I hope we understand, and I hope it will not happen again, but it's difficult to say now.
Ford will also be hoping that Mikko Hirvonen can put some added pressure on Loeb. He loves these fast gravel rallies and finished 2nd here last year. Subaru and Petter Solberg have had their own mechanical worries. The Norwegian's car has been showing some improvement, but on these fast gravel roads, confidence in the car will be a key factor.
Things have to be right if you're going to go for big attacks, you know, and we will see. I will try again soon, and it would have been nice to have a proper good run.
Confirmation here of Grönholm's 8-point lead over Loeb in the championship. Hirvonen, another 9 points behind in 3rd, isn't counting himself out of the championship race. The situation looks more certain in the Manufacturers' Championship. Ford, with a 41-point lead over Citroën, look well on their way to retaining that title. Rally New Zealand takes place on the country's North Island. Rally HQ and the service park are located in the city of Hamilton in the Waikato province. There will be 18 special stages, totaling 354 kilometres. And Hamilton was the setting for last night's ceremonial start. Mikko Hirvonen was given the honour of accepting the traditional Maori greeting. A colourful beginning to what is always a colourful and eventful rally. So on to the opening stage, the 18 kilometres of Pirongia West, and Marcus Grönholm will be the first to test out the conditions this morning. Away he goes. It's reasonably dry out there today, although there are some damp patches. But the Finn himself is under the weather. He's suffering from a virus and his energy levels will not be at their best. Marcus has won here 4 times before, and it's crucial he makes it 5 this weekend, or at the very least keeps Loeb behind him. Being first on the road can be a disadvantage. These stages often have a deep covering of gravel, which can be very slippery for the early runners. But the touch of dampness in the ground might help to stick the surface together. Next up is world champion Sebastian Loeb. The Frenchman is still the bookmakers' favourite to win this year's driver's title despite that 8-point deficit. He won here in 2005, so does have proven form on the flowing roads of New Zealand. He missed last year's event though after breaking his shoulder in a mountain biking accident, and that was the first year the rally moved down to Hamilton, so this will be the first time he's driven some of these roads, including this one at race speed. 3rd in the championship and 3rd on the road is Mikko Hirvonen. signature feature of these stages is the flowing cambered roads caused by the often heavy rainfall. This is why the drivers love it here. The driving line flows from one bend into the next, so it's easy to find a natural rhythm and easier to maintain high speeds.
Huomio. Lyhyt vasen, nopea suppuun, jarru 3, lyhyt vasen, hidas tiukka. Heti oikein, nopea tiukka, pidä. Ja vasen hidas.
Peter Solberg is another former winner here.
3, 2, 1.
It will seem like a long time ago now for the Norwegian, and with his current problems getting the best out of the latest Impreza, he's unlikely to challenge for victory again this weekend. He does have a slightly better road position than the front runners though, which could be crucial to the Subaru driver's start. Danny Sordo has had a terrible run of luck recently, retiring from the last 2 rallies through the same engine fault. So he'll be desperate to continue his development on loose surfaces with a good run here. Back with Gronholm meanwhile as he nears the end of the stage now. Pushing very hard to the finish, he certainly doesn't appear too badly affected by that virus.
Oikein tosi hidas pumppu. Vasen hidas, paha kivi sisällä. 6, oikein nopea.
He completes the stage with a time of 13 minutes, 40.5 seconds.
Marcus, end of the first stage. You're not feeling too well, you say, but the sprint times are great. 6.1 quicker than Sebastian at the last flip.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Good. But I feel tired. You know, I am sweating. Okay, next one.
Marcus certainly feeling the effects of his illness then, but has it affected his time? Loeb's charging through this cambered section towards the end of the stage, but it appears he hasn't yet found as good a rhythm as Gronholm. At the second split, just over halfway through, he was already 5.7 seconds slower. It doesn't look good then from driver as he bears down on the finish line. He's going to be a lot slower. 7.2 seconds down already.
Seven seconds slower is not good, really.
No, not really good. Couldn't do better. Well, very soft tire, but I think it's a bit drier than what we expected, and the tire is moving a lot. So we tried hard, but the car is absolutely not precise. When I turn, it's understeering, then oversteering, and I fight with the car like hell, and not possible.
So Loeb unhappy with his setup then, and tyres also proving to be an issue this morning. The unpredictable weather means it's easy to select the wrong compound. Mikko Hirvonen has selected a harder tyre than his teammates, and with that bit of dampness around, it looks like a bad call.
Ja oikein eri varos sisään. Ja pitkä vasen nopea, sisältä kiraa vähän.
The clock showing that he's 13.6 seconds slower than Gronholm. Road sweeping for the championship leader has clearly not been an issue so far. Peter Solberg, in theory, could have had an advantage running 4th on the road. But he's a lot slower too, nearly half a minute off the pace on stage 1. Danny Sordo is quicker than Solberg, but not by much, just 2.5 seconds up on the Subaru driver.
Saca, izquierda seguida a fondo, para Tom derecha 7 corta, 40, 7 corta 40 y rasante derecha 8 a fondo y 100.
Chris Atkinson comes from just over the Tasman Sea on the east coast of Australia, and he's more than comfortable on these roads. He was 4th fastest on the last gravel event in Finland, and will give it everything to get amongst the leading trio. He's not quite up there yet, 4th fastest on stage 1, just 2.4 seconds behind Hirvonen. In 5th place at the end of the opening stage was Jari-Matti Latvala in the Stobart VK Focus. So a good first stage for the Ford Focuses, with Gronholm and Hirvonen 1st and 3rd. So Sebastian Loeb in 2nd place needs to up his performance. Find out if he can after the break. Welcome back to New Zealand, where championship leader Marcus Gronholm currently heads the field by an advantage of 7.2 seconds. It's the longest stage of the rally next at 44 kilometres. The Waitomo test is going to be a real challenge of concentration. The road is slightly damp in places through here. Marcus Gronholm is on a harder tyre than Loeb, but it doesn't seem to be affecting his pace. He's really at full tilt through this section. Some classic New Zealand rally action here. Gronholm's time through the stage, 28 minutes, 47.8 seconds. But can Loeb take anything back? It looks like there are some damp and muddy patches in the stage. His softer tyres could give him an advantage here. He's also made extra cuts in the rubber to clear off some of the soft gravel, but on such a long stage he'll need to conserve them where he can. In such fast events as this, there's normally very little to separate the top runners. But as Loeb attacks the final few corners of stage 2 here, it looks like he could be slower again. Yes, it's not happening for the Frenchman yet. He loses another 7.6 seconds to the Finn.
I don't feel well in the car. It's understeering a bit, and it's so twisty here that each time has to take the handbrake, and I slide too much, and we have to adjust a bit the setting, I think.
The top 3 on stage 1 are the men to beat again. Once again, Mikko Hirvonen is 3rd fastest, already slipping behind the championship front runners. By the end of this long stage, the Finn is 20 seconds behind his teammate. Chris Atkinson has always shown some of his best form in New Zealand. It's one of the few WRC events he's competed on more than twice. And his familiarity with the cambered roads is clear to see again on stage 4, proving that there is still some pace in this Impreza. He's 4th fastest once again.
100 danger, 9 left minus, 80 braking tightens.
The 5th fastest men in stage 1 actually finish in the same order in the 2nd test. Jari-Matti Latvala won the production class in New Zealand last season, and he loves attacking these roads. He's just 2.3 seconds slower than Atkinson. And Chevy Ponce is making good progress in his 3rd outing with the Subaru team. He completes another frustrating morning for his experienced teammate Petter Solberg by passing the Norwegian to claim 7th. Marcus Gronholm may have expected to lose time this morning, but instead he'll arrive at the service stop with a lead of just under 15 seconds. Mikko Hirvonen in 3rd is starting to get left behind by the top 2. Service is situated at the Mystery Creek Event Centre on the outskirts of Hamilton. The WRC teams are servicing inside the main exhibition hall. And here is Marcus Gronholm arriving back from what's been a good morning's work.
The car is really good, and the tires and everything was fine, and driving also, so everything together, so it was good result.
Sebastian, do you think he's got a disadvantage here, not knowing these stages as well as you?
No, maybe a little bit, of course. he was here for the recce last year, but he was not competing. So for sure, at least a little bit in his mind, he is thinking about that. He has not been over the stages, but I think second time through he will be fast.
I had a good drive, pushing hard, no trouble in the notes, so no, it was okay. I don't know, we'll see in the next loop.
The second loop round, will that give you a bit more of an advantage? Do you think you can push harder this afternoon?
Harder will not be easy. I tried hard this morning. We'll see. I just hope it was the tires, but I don't know.
Back to the afternoon's repeated runs through the stages. First up, the second run through Propecia West. Marcus Grönholm sets off, intent on building on his terrific start to the day. And it's a solid start to the afternoon for the championship leader. He's looking in impressive form in a stage that he won comfortably this morning. Loeb then begins stage 3 with a deficit of just under 15 seconds to make up on his championship rival. He's seen these stages now, and hopefully he'll be happier with his tyre choice and setup after that midday service. So let's see what he can do here. As has been the case for most of the season, Mikko Hirvonen has not quite been able to match the searing pace of Grönholm and Loeb. And it's the same story here on stage 3. He's looking quick, but the early splits show he's not as quick as the front runners again. Here's Chevy Ponce now, who's had a strong start to the day. He's just overtaken his teammate Petter Solberg on the previous test and is now 5.2 seconds ahead.
Però ho frenen esquerra o menys carro tanca molt. Esquerra o menys carro tanca molt. A dreta 2.
Oh, but he's off!
No, home!
He got the line completely wrong there. And judging from Chevy's reaction here, he's not happy with co-driver Javier Amigo. Perhaps a bad pace note caused the mistake. Whatever the reason, that's the end of the day for the Spaniards. Back to the fight at the front and a big slide from Loeb there. Grönholm's already cleared the stage and beaten his time from this morning by 7.5 seconds. So can the world champion respond? He does seem more comfortable with the C4 now after correcting the setup problems from this morning. And as he pushes on to the finish of stage 3, he could challenge that time set by Marcus here. It's going to be close. He's quicker. That's 0.6 of a second made up, but he's still 14.2 behind overall. Jani-Matti Latvala, meanwhile, has had a strong day so far in the Stobart VK Ford Focus. He's running in 5th, but makes up nearly 3 seconds on Chris Atkinson through here, and is now just 3.8 behind the man in 4th place. So a battle developing there for 4th. Danny Sordo's not too far away in 6th. Petter Solberg moves up to 7th thanks to Ponce's retirement, but at the top, Marcus Grönholm holds a lead of 14.2 seconds over Loeb. Can he maintain that over the last 2 stages of the day? They're coming up in a few minutes. Welcome back to New Zealand, where the second run through the longest stage of the rally is about to get underway. But a chance first to catch up with a few of the runners further down the order. Henrik Solberg's co-driver Kato Menkerud is suffering from a flu bug that's been working its way around the service park. It nearly prevented him from competing, and Henning actually did the shakedown with the replacement co-driver. The Norwegian crew are currently 8th after 3 stages. Manfred Stoll has had a disappointing day so far. The Austrian was 3rd last year in a Peugeot 307, but is a long way off the pace in the Citroën Zara this season. He's currently down in 9th. Moava achieved a career-best 7th place finish in Finland. The Mitsubishi drivers made an understandably cautious start on his New Zealand debut, though. He's 10th, just over 40 seconds behind Stoll. Matthew Wilson is in 11th.
Right, big cut to left, 4 plus long.
But he's lucky to still be competing at all
30 left, 4 left in.
after he went off and through this fence on stage 1. That impact damaged his bonnet, and you can see it's loose as he passes through stage 2.
Left. 40, max left, okay.
A distraction he doesn't need at these speeds.
Long, 220. Max right, 6 minus, continues through dip, okay. 1/3.
Munchie's Ford's Luis Perez Compact also got into trouble on the same stage 1 corner as Wilson.
Izquierda de media por adentro. Izquierda de media por adentro. Y derecha de nada. Izquierda al fin de una.
But, unlike Wilson, he was not able to get back on the road. On to the second run through the 44-kilometre wide Tomei stage now. It's the last long test of the day before the Mystery Creek Super Special. Matvej Stroll then is struggling for pace down in 9th, but is attacking hard here on stage 4 in an attempt to break into the point-scoring places. Oh, but he's gone wide and into the undergrowth at the side of the road. Well, there's always a danger when you're not entirely happy with your car that you can push a bit too hard to compensate. And once you're offline in New Zealand, mistakes like that can easily happen. Back to the battle for victory now, though, and Marcus Grönholm will need to avoid any errors like that. There's a championship at stake here, and any slip-up would be disastrous for the Finn at this crucial stage of the season. A great view of the two-time world champion in action here. Marcus loves these roads and is completely at home driving through New Zealand's spectacular scenery. Loeb, though, is also a former winner here, and despite his frustrating start this morning, he's still not too far behind. And he will be at maximum attack through here in order to maintain the pressure on the championship leader. He beats Marcus again on stage 4, but it's still only by a small margin, just 0.7 of a second gained through here. Chris Atkinson is fighting for 4th place with Jari-Matti Latvala. The Australian is just 3.8 seconds ahead coming into stage 4. And he holds on to that place, increasing his advantage by another 0.4. And Danny Sordo's looking to get involved in that battle. He's 4th fastest through the stage and is now 4.2 seconds behind Latvala. So Grönholm takes a 13.5-second advantage into the Mystery Creek Super Special stage that winds its way around the service park. It's just over 3 kilometres long, and thousands of fans have arrived to cheer on their heroes. It may be primarily about entertaining the crowd this evening, but Grönholm needs to maintain his concentration with a couple of tight corners to negotiate here. He may have been fighting a virus, but you wouldn't know it from his performance today. The Finn loses half a second to Sebastian Loeb on this stage, so the Frenchman edges a little closer as we head into the first overnight break. So Grönholm ends day 1 with a level 13 seconds lead over Loeb, his rival for the championship. All the top 8 held position in the final stage, so Mikko Hirvinen's 3rd, while Atkinson, Latvala and Sordo in 4th, 5th and 6th are covered by just over 12 seconds.
Marcus ended day 1 in New Zealand, the leader, and it was the first 2 stages really that's made the difference.
Yeah, it was the first two stages in the morning. Exactly, and it was good for us.
It was a big chunk because in the second round, Sebastian just took a little bit, not a lot, but you could just look at the splits and manage that, or was the plan to try and still take as much as you could out of him?
Yeah, I couldn't look at the splits. I was just doing what I can.
End of day 1, New Zealand is 2nd overall, and really the difference is that not so great tyre choice this morning.
Maybe part of the difference for sure is in the tyre choice. After
If it makes all the difference, I don't know. But this afternoon was okay. We've done the 3 best times. So, but it's really difficult to take some time to Marcus. It's always 0.2 seconds. So it will take a long time. The rally we need a minimum 5 days.
But Sebastian has just another 2 days to go. Join us tomorrow for highlights of the first of those. In the meantime, you can find all the information on Rally New Zealand at WRC.com.